How you doing, YouTube? Welcome to day 363 of Project 365. These numbers are really getting arbitrary, aren't they? Anyway, um, the big thing that I really wanted to talk to you guys about if my laptop would quiet down is probably one of my most favorite quotes of all time. Now, as an individual who has really been struggling with wondering if they're following the right career path, and as someone who has been struggling with identifying where exactly they want to go with their life and wondering whether or not college is really the right option that they should be going through, I discovered this quote, and it has sort of changed my perspective about a lot of things because despite being the everlasting pessimist that I truly love to claim to be, every now and again I do like hearing something that's inspirational and profound. And luckily, thanks to one of John Green's books, Looking for Alaska, which is fucking amazing, by the way, I was turned on to a very good quote. And the quote is, "I go to seek a great perhaps," by Francois Rabelais. I probably butchered the pronunciation of this fine gentleman's name, but nonetheless, this is probably one of the greatest quotes I think I have ever come across, and that's only because of the fact that, like I said, despite me being the everlasting pessimist, I love how hopeful and inspirational this quote is. Because despite not seeming overly hopeful or optimistic, the quote is sort of realistic. It's to seek a great perhaps. It's not looking for something that's definite, but it's looking for a great possibility. And it's sort of it's just this constant reminder as to why I personally am going to college and trying to accomplish all of these things and get my degree and get my master's and get all of this shit done. And that's all because it would provide me with a great perhaps and a great possibility and a great potential for great possibilities. And so earlier, before I actually found this quote, I was struggling a lot because something that a lot of people don't actually know, and I shared this with my theater class, which was odd, is that after my mother's death, I had made a promise to her that I would enter the medical field. That's why the biggest issue for me was deciding a major, theater major or medicine, because medicine would have been me living up to the promise that I made to my mom, and theater would have been my true passion. And while I know my mom would have wanted me to have lived to my true passion, I'm an individual who doesn't exactly like breaking promises. And so the fact that I was willingly breaking a promise really bothered me. Uh, Now, the reason why I wanted to go into the medical field initially was because of the fact that doctors, through the entire time that my mom was going through all of these difficult medical issues, they withheld a lot of information, and they didn't share anything. They didn't tell her anything, and so there's this thing inside of me that says, you know what? I wanted to be the doctor that would make sure that that didn't happen to their patient, that bureaucracy and money were not getting in the way of the people's care and the people's health, because it's things like that that was a huge risk and led to my mom dying, essentially. Now, this was never taken to court because there's no way that we could possibly prove it because we never got a hold of all the records and we didn't know anything until the autopsy. So it's an unfortunate case, but I know that they withheld information because I was there at every informational meeting and every meeting that she had with a doctor. I was there. Uh, so it's not like she found out stuff with me not being there. I mean, sure, there must have been some things, but at the same time, Mom was never the one to hide information like that. So, anyway, but yeah, so for a while, I found myself in this sort of never ceasing torment between what I should do. And then for a while, I contemplated simply dropping out. And then I found this quote, and I was a very happy camper afterwards because I sort of realized that no matter what I do, there's always going to be that great perhaps. Uh, anyway, this was a very, very personal episode. I'm not sure why I figured I would share this, but I'm glad I did. Question for you guys: what is your most inspirational and/or favorite quote? I'm really interested. And yeah, sorry for lack of energy. Today has been a very sleepy day for me. It's sort of just me catching up. But I still have a lot of I need to do. I need to read Waiting for Godot and a few other things. Anyway, you don't really care about that type of stuff. So yeah, I'll catch you cool cats tomorrow. Bye.